And was there a lot of drinking?
Yes, there was. Yes, this is right. There was no grog allowed in the battery. It was completely dry. But when the fellas went on leave in town, oh man, yes, the first place they did hit was the pub. And remember, we'd be in there just before midday, and probably they'd stay from midday till 6 o'clock.
Yeah. But no drinking in the week.
Oh no. Oh heck no.
No.
Was anyone even caught?
Yes, to tell you a lovely story about this. This gives you a picture of the life actually. I told you we didn't have much money, and the fellow said, "Well, anybody know where we can get some cheap plonk?" And I said, "Yes, up in Lowburn, North Canterbury. There's a cider press up there, and you could get it for about £0.5 a gallon." So these guys have been saved up for this, and they got a rental car, and they went up to Lowburn, and they got their kit bags full of cider. They came back, and I went into the square just before 11, and here's these fellows, four of them, just sitting there, just like I am now, with a kit bag between their knees like that, and they're sound asleep. And so anyhow, I sort of shook them, and literally I lifted them onto the tram, and that wasn't unusual because I was the married guy, you see, and I would go home, you see, and I'd come back sober. These guys would be full of bulls, and I'd, being the one guy, I used to lift them onto the tram, and then when we got to Sumner, lift them off the tram and put them on the lead truck and go home. Well, this day these guys had all this cider, and Freddie Craycroft Wilson from Kashmir was our OC. And I said, "What you got in your bag?" And they said, "Bloody cider." And I said, you can't take that back to camp, so what were we going to do with it? So when we got off the tram at Sumner, I said, "You better dispose of this some way or other." So we started drinking this cider from Sumner to Godley Head. And I don't know if you know about cider, but if you have too much, it lasts for days. And this is exactly what happened. We were in the back of this truck, you see, and you could have as many bottles as you like. And we had to get a shot of them before we got back to camp, so guys were slogging away the apple cider and heaving the bottles out the back of the truck down the bank. And when we got to, whether somebody had been tipped off about this, I don't know, but when we got back to camp, there was what they call a tattoo, which they line you up, And of course I've got one guy arm around one guy like this, these guys who'd been to. And the guy on this side said, they came round and shone torches in your eyes and this sort of thing. It was a unpleasant experience. So the guy on this side he said, "Mead's the name, sir, Mead, M-E-A-D-E, Mead's the name, sir, Mead's the name, sir." And this fellow said, the officer said, "I think you better take Mead to bed, Nolan." And I said, "Yeah, I think that's right, but I can't let Hurst go." And he said, "Let me out the bastard, let me out the bastard." Well, that wasn't the end of the story. Everybody went, I got these two guys back to bed eventually, and several others. And the next day we went down to Gundrill, and it was a hot day, just like today, And the only drinking facilities down at this hut with the rainwater from the roof into a water tank, which was on the back, or it'd be about 60-gallon tank, I suppose, and it was lukewarm, or dead cold, And these guys started to drink water, and so they had to call in the relief crew, the guys that were doing spud barber duties, etc., to come down and do gun drill again, and had to take the whole gun crew off because they were as full as bulls of cider they'd been drinking the night before, you see. Yes. They were sober in the morning, but they weren't when they started to drink water. That went on for 3 days. And they called in all sorts of army units from Burnham and what have you, search the show to try and find this grog, because nobody had